Hey everybody, Justin here. Just finished up week 13 of 52 Kinds of Love, and I'm going to tell you how it went, besides me getting sunburned. So, week 13 was dedicated to Kaylee, and there's a little mitten on there because Kaylee is from the state of Michigan. So, what I do this week? I went to Michigan. But let me tell you a little bit about Kaylee first. So, back in college, I started a poetry blog on LiveJournal, and I posted a poem there every day and ended up doing it for 5 years in a row. And I got a lot of cool supporters through that time, one of which was Kaylee. And we interacted back and forth. We sent some mail. We kind of became like pen pals almost. And so we were kind of friends for a very long time, and she always supported what I was doing online. I appreciated that, especially when it came to the point of being over a span of a decade. A couple months ago, we just realized that we've been talking as friends for over a decade, and I said it's kind of BS that I've never met her. So that's exactly what I did this week. I called her up early in the week, and I told her this week was dedicated to her, and I was lucky enough to be on spring break, so I was going to drive to Michigan to meet her, and I did. It was kind of perfect timing because just a few days before I had gotten some mail from her, a nice thank you letter, and then even just a few days before that I had asked for her new address. She just moved to a new place, so it was like things were just supposed to happen there. So we texted ideas back and forth through the week, and on Friday I drove up to Michigan, and we just started chatting away, and we just started exploring Michigan. So we went to this place called the Emporium. It was probably something before Emporium, but I know it was an Emporium, and they had all these homemade chocolates and stuff. So Kaylee had posted this picture of a fudge puppy, which is basically like a waffle stick or like a waffle, like a corn dog kind of thing, but made out of waffle, and then dipped in chocolate and caramel and pecans. So it was amazing. So I got that, and I got a peanut butter and jelly soda, which was not my favorite, but a ridiculous experience. And then just stocked up on chocolates for the day and for the road trip back to Ohio. Then we went exploring. We went to Lake Michigan, which was frozen, and the sand was all mixed in there that almost looked like a different planet. And there was lighthouses behind there, and we took some pictures, and it was a pretty cool area. And then we went to this kind of like park area or wooded area, I guess like a state park you would say, and they have this thing that I think was called the Sportsplex, and it was all kinds of cool stuff, but the one main thing, they had like a luge that you could go down, and unfortunately like a lot of the snow just melted in the past week or two, so it was closed. We didn't get to go luging, but we got to see that, and I thought it was really cool. Instead of like hiking paths through the woods, they had ice skating paths through the woods. So like 2x4s were set up, and they would pour water, and it was frozen, and you would just go ice skate through the woods, being in nature. I thought that was a really cool thing that they had set up there. We also went and got a perch dinner. I love perch, and Kaylee, when we were texting, had just mentioned, hey, do you like perch? And I was like, oh my god, yes, we're going for sure. So we did that. And then we went to this like downtown little area of Muskegon, Michigan, and she showed me a statue or this monument of snurfing, which is snow surfing, which was the origins of snowboarding. As a snowboarder, I thought that was kind of cool to check that out. There was also these little paper doves, little birds, that were hanging in the trees that were on the sidewalk in the downtown area, and little kids had used crayons to write like love and happiness and peace on the paper doves. It was just a cool kind of thing that somebody had done in the city, and they were scattered across many different trees. Then we ordered some pizza and headed back to her house. Hung out with her boyfriend Ben shared some stories about when he went to Africa and just all kinds of stuff. And then we went to a bar and we played some pool, and just got to know each other. It's a very unique experience knowing somebody for over 10 years, but just meeting them for the first time. I can't really explain it or put it into words as to what it means, but obviously Kaylee and I have had this cool kind of connection over this time. Even at one point, back in college, I was drawing pictures and mailing them out to people, and I had done this one where I wrote the word love, and at the end of it, it had a music note through it. And Kaylee had made a connection to this and actually ended up deciding to get it as a tattoo. So that was like a huge honor, that someone would get a tattoo of something I drew. So I'll show a picture here. And yeah, so that's how the week went. And they made me eggs and bacon and hash browns in the morning before I left. It was like a whirlwind of 24 hours. An experience I can't say I've had like with anybody else, but I like that. I like that unique experience, and just encountering all the different ins and outs of how people are, and truly getting to learn about other people, and just sharing the love. Like, obviously we hadn't met, but there was some kind of love, not like a romantic love, but there's some sort of just bond that we had as people, and it was cool to expound upon that this week. So yeah, that was my week. Pretty awesome. And next week will be dedicated to Kelly S. So check in next week to see who Kelly is and why there's a camel on there. Alright? Bye. Peace. 52 kinds of love.